Hi guys, please like, share and subscribe. And if you want full course for any actuarial subject, visit theactuarialguy.com or WhatsApp on this number. Thank you.
What are some of the best practices for getting your first traditional actuarial job? There are two broad themes here. So the first one is you make your profile stand out, and the second one is that you network well and be visible online. How to make your profile stand out? First one, pass as many exams as possible, as early as possible. Build solid foundations of your concepts. See, here the thing is that a lot of people would tell you don't over qualify, don't do too many exams too early. That constraint comes in for the inferior types of jobs. Let me put it that way. It is those jobs which do not offer a lot of career progression. That is where people do not want you to pass a lot of exams early. The good quality jobs, people would always prefer you having more exams because that shows that you're a smarter person who's able to pass exams faster. Second thing is, the worst thing that people do with actuarial exams is that people cram formula, plug them into the question, solve, manage to get 60, 65, somehow pass the exam. If you do not build solid foundational concepts, if you do not understand the mathematics, especially for these four core principles exams, it would be very difficult to get good quality jobs. You would struggle throughout your career, you would struggle in interviews, and finally, with non traditional jobs, you would struggle even more because if you're not understood stochastic modeling well, you won't be able to go for that non traditional job in quantitative finance. So, I would say understand the mathematics really well, sit with your combined material pack properly, and see, honestly, you would realize this when you go to a lot of coaching institutes, they would make you cram formulas and sort of somehow manage to pass the exam. And actual exams tend to be repetitive in terms of their pattern. So questions repeat a lot. There's a pattern. So if you crack the pattern, you're able to pass the exam, but you have not really understood the concept. So I would say focus on the concept and try to study in a way where you're appreciating the beauty of the mathematics and not just cramming formula. Second is build good computational skills, don't cram syntax. When it comes to programming, whether it's R programming, whether it's Python, any other language, see, the syntax does not matter, the logic matters. So you have to become a good logician. You have to solve a lot of online programming quizzes, puzzles. A lot of competitions are held, a lot of case studies are available online. So your first principle programming skills should be good. You should really understand how to take a mathematical problem, break it down, and then solve it through any language. Try to build good computational skills. The third one is master one language but be a jack of all. So you need to master one of them. You can master R, you can master Python, but just briefly, broadly know the syntax of all of them. Just have an idea. That is how your profile can stand out when being shortlisted. If someone sees all three languages and Excel and VBA on your profile, they'll definitely shortlist you. Good Excel skills are still rare in the industry. Spend a lot of hours with Excel. Work on your shortcuts, try to learn VBA, try to also do Google Sheets and AppScript. That is also very powerful. So your spreadsheet skills need to be really good. So this is something you can work on. And then finally, ChatGPT is your best friend. These programming languages, you don't need to cram syntax, you don't need to sort of always build the logic. The first principle logic should be clear. You should be able to tell it to ChatGPT to code it for you. If you're able to do it, you are good. Because for most of your professional careers, you will only be coding through AI now. You won't be writing entire pieces of code yourself. But that does not mean that you do not understand the code that it is giving you. You have to understand the code and you have to get an AI to execute it for you. The next one is network well and be visible online. You have to read more and more about insurance and the upcoming trends in insurance. You have to build a LinkedIn persona or a YouTube channel or write blogs. Do whatever it takes. See, you don't have to check all of these boxes. You don't have to do all of these things, but these are just suggestions on some of the things you can do. When you're visible online, when senior and mid-level actuarial professionals see you, then your profile stands out and then you're able to network easily. When you message someone, they take you seriously because they've seen something on your YouTube channel before, or they've read your post, you've popped up on their profile, they've read your blog or something like that. So try to be visible online. That always works really well, and it's also really fulfilling. To build content is a lot of fun for a lot of people, so you can leverage that. Be original. Don't use AI to write content and push it online. Talk about the things that you understand and try to understand more as much as possible. And finally, to get a job, you need to send out cold messages a lot of times. I've seen just based on cold messages, a lot of people have been able to get jobs. And these were people with the most subpar profiles. They were able to get jobs because they were just persistent. The turnaround rate is low, so you need to send out a lot of messages and make them sort of personalized. And you just need to crack one role, right? You don't need to crack all of them. So cold messaging does work.